It's been Christmas. A lot of people have been stressed out. I want to talk about the main topic that a lot of people have been discussing here.
We are here to unstress people, Brandon. The day after Christmas, they're probably not at work. They can turn on it isn't turn on. They can go to YouTube and watch Brent and Brandon battle each other in the morning
on the
Christmas
hit list.
Day after. It's going to be a beautiful show for them.
And listen, I got to tell you, the more people we're telling about it, people are coming in randomly, popping in, checking it out. We appreciate you. Leave a comment in there if you're where you're from, where you're at. We'd love to have you as we expand our show. So, Brent, listen, sip your coffee or your tea, whatever you're sipping over there, and let's watch this. Because the Ravens got started with the 49ers, and this was the only negative part that happened for the Ravens. I mean, this play here, Brent, was it what do you see here? Was it a flag? What do you think?
It's definitely, that was a safety, right? That's definitely a safety. I'm tired of lately how the quarterbacks get away with this. They just kind of flick the ball out and it doesn't count as grounding. That is clearly intentional grounding. Wait.
But listen, this is the only negative play the Ravens had, basically. I mean, there were other things, but this was one of the only things that really mattered because the Ravens took over this game.
Did you see the ref get in the way there? Like, did he trip Lamar Jackson?
Wait. Let's just see it one more time.
Did he cause that play? Yeah,
okay.
He did.
He's rooting for Brock Purdy. We can already see that.
The ref tripped Lamar Jackson.
I mean, but here's the conversation piece that I want to talk about. Leading up to this game, obviously, we went through Dak Prescott, then conversation about Lamar Jackson. It was Brock Purdy, and then he's leading it, and they kept going back and forth. Tyreek Hill, is Christian McCaffrey in the conversation? It's flowing nonstop. What does this game do? You know, we'll get to the MVP in a minute. What does this do to the 49ers' morale? They got beat. To me, it was pure turnovers. The turnovers nonstop were the reason for this. Obviously, I believe if they played again, there would be a little bit of a different outcome. And I'm not saying who would win, but this game would be a lot closer. Brock Purdy did not play his best game. And I will tell you this, I think there was a lot of coaching involved here, and I think the defense of the Ravens really stepped up. I think that they showed up, they played football, they impacted the game way different. Lamar Jackson played well, but he didn't have to do much when your defense is playing that good.
Brandon, you played football for a long time, from youth all the way into the pro level. Did you ever win a game when you threw 5 interceptions?
You know, especially near the red zone. I mean, anytime you have turnovers like this, it's almost impossible to win football games. But you know, Brock Purdy, he was still cozy, he was confident, he wasn't, but he got shaken up. And then he didn't even finish the game.
I definitely think he got shaken up early. I think that first interception screwed him up for the whole game, which tells you a little bit about the difference between Brock Purdy and Lamar Jackson, right? So Brock Purdy is still young, still learning, still Mr. Irrelevant. And, he had 1 interception early in the game. You got to do the greats. Brady, you think that bothered Brady? You think that bothered Peyton Manning? No, they just said, boop, it's gone the next play.
But we're talking about a player that's only in his second season, right? And I know people forget this.
It's not his second season playing quarterback, right?
True.
So,
fair enough.
So my son, who is a quarterback as well, and he will throw an interception and then come back and lead the team on an 80-yard drive to win the game. Like, it's at 11 and 12, you gotta learn to forget it and move on. It's not about being a second-year pro. It's about mental makeup.
Are you coming off now that you think just Brock Purdy is not that good?
No.
The game manager that we're talking about, is that what you're saying right now?
I've already said he's a game manager.
Yep.
Right? I've already said his job in this offense is to manage the game and get the ball into the hands of the weapons that the 49ers have.
Yeah,
right?
Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey.
Here's a great parallel, and Steelers fans are going to love this. When Ben Roethlisberger came into the league, the team was very good, much like the 49ers, and they asked him to distribute the ball to the weapons. Hines Ward, Jerome Bettis, right? They didn't ask him to do too much, okay? And they won a Super Bowl. And now what happened with Ben Roethlisberger was he went on to mature and become a very good passer over time, right? And read defenses, and the offense became more about him. That doesn't mean Brock Purdy won't develop into that, but it means where he is right now, it's about getting the ball into the hands of Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey and so on. That's how the 49ers are going to be successful, and he cannot throw 4 interceptions.
Are they that good? As far as when I say the Ravens, listen, we're going to move on to the MVP conversation, but here's what I'm going to say. The Ravens are good, but their weapons are legit, Flowers at the receiver position. And then you have Lamar Jackson. Odell Beckham, yeah, he's good, but he's not going to change the game at this point. I mean, Flowers was the main target, and I don't think that's enough power to beat a main team in the Super Bowl. I just think the 49ers played bad, and I hate to break it to people, but Lamar Jackson right now is the leading MVP conversation. And really, until he plays against a team that locks him down and there's not as many turnovers, you might be thinking different. But I do think right now, Brock Purdy, and I agree with you on this part, he did show that he's a game manager. That was done. But let's not forget, he is only, I know he's been playing football for a long time, but he's only 2 years in the NFL and not even 2 complete years. So last season, he played well. He had great talent around him. This year, plays well, great talent around him again. I agree, he's a game manager. I think we have to let this play out more. Christian McCaffrey played excellent. So, watching him in the playoffs, I think this is important. But let's talk about the MVP conversation. I think right now, look, Lamar Jackson is a front runner right now. And I don't know, Brent, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how far when they get into the playoffs, if they're that great to beat teams like the Buffalo Bills, right? Teams like that, who I know you love. I just think that they're more of a complete football team. But I do think it'll be exciting to watch Lamar Jackson get into the playoffs. Who do you got right now outside of Lamar Jackson that could even be in the conversation at this point? And does this knock Brock Purdy out? Is he gone all of a sudden?
I think in a year like this where there's no real standout quarterback, this is where you can start to look at, other position players, right? And you look at Christian McCaffrey's played really well. Tyreek Hill has played really well. There's been some really fantastic stories outside of the quarterback position. I just don't think Lamar Jackson or Brock Purdy in any other year would be considered an MVP candidate. This is just a very bizarre year.
Fair enough.
And I'll get into more
this
details
year,
on.
You have Lamar Jackson in the front right now.
I
mean, he's if he had to get picked today.
They're the best team in the league. They just beat the other team that was there, and he played very well. So I think you'd be, although I can't believe that he's the MVP of the league because he hasn't really had an MVP season, but you can't deny what they've achieved, right? And what he's meant to that team and what he's done. And
he is the most valuable player.
Brandon, what did I say? Without Lamar Jackson, would they be where they are right now?
Hey guys, thanks for watching and tuning into the Brandon Mason Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.